Happy Monday. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome. I thought about doing this as a video because it's not my normal 10 o'clock slot. But to be honest with you, yeah, here I am. So here we are. So whether you're finding this live or on the replay, welcome. Happy Monday. We are going to do this for the week of the last week in January. Yeah, crazy that we're here, but I know that there's a lot of energies out there right now. And so the first deck I was called to is actually the Star Codes Astro Oracle by Heather Roan Robbins. So yeah, I know we had that beautiful planetary alignment in the sky. If you were on my regular Facebook page, I did post a beautiful NASA picture that I actually got from one of my Facebook friends, Johanna, who's also here with us. I got two of these guys. And I know we're in new moon energy, like there's a lot going on and we're all feeling it in some way. So yeah, messages, Mercury, you're receiving messages in these energies. That's what's going on right now. It's a lot of downloads are coming in for many people. You might also be getting signs and synchronicities in the physical. So, you know, seeing the repeating number patterns, license plate numbers, signs on billboards, song lyrics, thoughts that just pop into your head. I actually was brought to a video on YouTube that just started playing, and I'm like, I've never seen this person before. I don't know where this came from. It just showed up. So remember that spirit can manipulate our technology. So messages, be open to receiving messages, however. And for some of you, it's going to be in new ways. It's not going to be in ways that you've received messages before. So a lot of messages coming through in these energies to help you really kind of keep going in the direction that you're being guided to go in. Digest. The other message I'm getting is digest. And so, yeah, look at that wheat. Many of you may be having digestive issues, maybe finding out you have a problem digesting, celiac disease, needing to be gluten-free, whatever it is. For some of you, you're just finding out that you have a hard time processing things. But for the majority of us, I think this is about really detoxing from social media, detoxing from minerals and toxins, really cleaning up how you eat, the things that you're using to clean, to do what you need to do for yourself. So I do feel like in this energy, one of the things that's really going to help you, for those of you that are really feeling like you're struggling, right, is being very intentional with, the products you're using, what you're ingesting, what you're smelling. I mean, I know there's just a lot of products out there right now that, you can use to, basically it's like, bring it back to, as natural as you can bring it, basically detoxing, detoxing your system, detoxing your environment, I think is what I'm hearing. And that's what's going to help you also navigate these really difficult energies where, you're feeling the headaches, you're feeling the, all the things, right? I go through this myself. It's almost like a cycle, but I go through this myself where I can't even drink coffee. Like coffee doesn't even taste good because can be a little acidic, right? So maybe staying away from, anything that's real acidic. Just taking it to drinking, your water, making sure you're getting your water intake, making sure you're eating those fruits and vegetables. Because that's all helping you to receive the messages that Spirit is bringing in. And for some of you, these messages are coming in new ways. So when you are detoxing your mental body, your emotional body, your physical body, your energetic body, your etheric body, you're able to then receive the messages. And also this is, very of the medical, I don't know what that's called, but I know that medical symbol that is the intertwining. So I feel like for those of you who've been maybe not feeling it physically, you're really feeling it physically, detoxing. And I know there's some kind of nasty bugs and viruses going on around there. I keep seeing things on social media where, the viruses are really kind of nasty this year. So if you're eating cleaner, you're, detoxing, you're keeping yourself very balanced physically, it's going to be really, really helpful to you, not catching, things that are, if you're taking your vitamin C, if you're taking your zinc and your vitamin D, you know what I mean? You're not as susceptible, right? Not a medical provider, not giving medical advice. Please read the disclaimer on my website and at the bottom of the description box. But I do feel like messages are coming in. I'm also being called to the number 20 here. So 2 is all about balance, right? Bringing yourself into balance. So this week, with whatever's going on, if you're staying in balance in some way, then, or helping yourself to detox, to get into balance, like you're going to be able to really come into your space, really come into what you're being guided to, or what you're being guided to and what you're being guided away from, right? So Spirit's always kind of bringing us to what they think, what is for our highest good, not what they think, but what is for our highest good, and then what isn't for our highest good, right? And we have free will choice. We can make those determinations, but I am feeling that that's what we're being called to, that it's about detoxing this week, and it's about really coming into alignment so that you can get those messages, right? Coming into balance in some way so you can get those messages. So with that being said, because we are in new moon energy, I think I'm feeling the Lunar Tarot by Jane Wallace. So let's pull some more cards and see where else the message wants to go. So good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome for those of you on my Facebook page. Welcome to those of you on my YouTube channel. And thank you for the likes, the subscribes, the hearts. And this, I appreciate it. I truly appreciate it. Oh, you're welcome, Johanna. You're welcome. Good morning, Marie. Good morning, everyone watching on the replay. And yeah, welcome. So I'll actually be pulling cards for individuals, as many as I can fit in the hour tomorrow night on Tuesday Tarot. But this is your weekly message to see what Spirit wants to kind of bring to us to help us navigate the energies of this week. So with that being said, let's see what else we've got here. I know sometimes as humans we get really pulled away from, doing what we know we should be doing, or eating the way we should be eating, or whatever that is, right? And so I just feel like when we get these reminders from Spirit, it's more of a gentle reminder, right, than any kind of like recrimination. Like, don't get mad at yourself if you've fallen off the whatever, right? I mean, I know that in my house right now, I'm not using the cleaning products I would normally want to be using. I'm not eating as cleanly as I would want to be, but I'm not gonna berate myself, right? I'm just gonna be like, okay, I see where I need to make some course corrections, and I'm gonna course correct. And I feel like that's all that Spirit wants you to do this week. It's just wherever in your life you're not, release. Let go of whatever don't badger yourself. Don't be mad at yourself. Just course correct and release what doesn't serve you. Let go of what no longer matters. Allow yourself. I feel like sometimes we stay in situations, or we stay doing something a certain way because that's the way we've always done it, and it's really comfortable. And even though it may not work the best, might not be what I really want, it's easy, right? And I feel like that kind of situation is you're being bumped out of. Spirit's like, yeah, okay, maybe it's been easier to stay or to do that in that way. but it's not going to get you where we need you to go, or where you are going to need to go for your highest good, for receiving the blessings and the abundance that you really, really want, right? The right situations, the situations that are going to fill up your cup, the situations that are going to give to you on all the levels, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, the energetic, right? So anything that's pulling on you and weighing on you, really setting those boundaries, right? Sometimes all you have to do is set the boundary and the thing will release itself, right? They'll get upset that you set a boundary, or they'll respect you and they won't get upset. They'll just course correct themselves, right? But that's what I keep hearing this week, that we need a course correction in some way. And everybody's going to need that course correction in a different way. But I feel like this is the week to kind of shore things up, because you do have choices coming at you. You've got choices coming at you. And again, if you make the easy choice, you kind of stay on a road that hasn't been serving you for a long time. And now it's time to move off of it. That it is time for you to kind of take responsibility for your actions and your choices. And sometimes we look at that and we think, I don't really want to take responsibility for those choices, right? I want to do the easy thing, right? I want to keep going in the easy direction. And Spirit's like, no, the easy direction keeps getting you what you don't want, right? It's the definition of chaos. Keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. It's not going to happen. So where do you need to be taking responsibility for your choices and decisions that have kept you in toxicity, right? Toxic relationship, toxic food, toxic environment, toxic workplace, whatever that toxicity is. I feel like this is the week where it's kind of clear to you what is toxic. You're not really asking yourself anymore what you need, or what's going to work for you or not work for you. Spirit's really showing you the signs and giving you the symbols of what is working and what is not working. And the other card that wanted to come out is, it's now time to make commitment to yourself, commitment to your life. Good morning, Darlene. Everything is awesome. One step at a time, one day at a time, right? But are you committing to what you want and who you are? And by showing the universe you're committed, or showing God that you're committed, or showing your angels or your spirit guide that you're committed, right? Are you setting the boundaries to show your commitment to your authenticity, or to your goal, to your ability to, or wanting achievement, right? Are you committing? Good morning, Leon. Good morning, Mariana. So let's get one more card as an outcome card. So I think today, maybe take a couple minutes to reflect after this reading, right? Where am I not committing to myself? Where am I holding on to toxicity in my life, in whatever way I'm doing that, right? Because I'm the only one that can make the change. The people around me aren't going to change, especially if I'm not setting the boundaries or doing something different to kind of let them know that I'm ready to stand in my integrity. I'm ready to stand in my authenticity. And if you're on board with that, awesome. Let's go. If you're not on board with that, not going to really work out for us. Because what's coming in this week is realization. There it is. The Ace of Swords is bringing you a truth this week, a truth that's really helping you get clear on the toxicity, on where you've been making the same decision, expecting a different outcome, where you've been keeping the chaos going in your own life. And the only way for the renewal and the rebirth, the only way to have something new that you really, really want, that's really going to grow with you, evolve with you, give to you in the way that you deserve, is for you to act on whatever the truth is, the clarity is that's coming in. I feel like this Ace of Swords is cutting out the BS for you this week. So you're going to be able to see through others' BS, and maybe even the BS you've been telling yourself, right? Maybe you've been BSing yourself. We do that because it's easier. I'll just tell myself what I want to hear because I don't want to make the change. I don't want to go in the new direction. I don't want to have to overcome that obstacle. Let's just keep going in the same old. It'll be fine. Spirit's coming in this week going, no, it won't. You deserve better. You want better. You deserve better. We're bringing you better. Are you ready to accept it? Can you walk out of and walk away from whatever is holding you back? What is the toxicity? Is it the way that you're eating? Is it the way that you're buying into other people's drama, media drama, whatever it is, right? Are you looking at your own patterns? Are you looking at your own addictions? Are you looking at your own mental story? How do you talk to yourself? Are you buying into the old story? Or are you starting to tell yourself a new story? Right? Because remember, our mental informs our emotional, and that's how we're manifesting. So what is the story that you're telling yourself? And do you need to change that story from a negative to a positive? Or do you need to walk away from a story, right? Yeah, they probably did do you dirty. They probably did hurt you really, really bad, or the situation probably did traumatize you in some way. But by staying in the story, you keep reinfecting yourself, right? So how do you stop kind of reinfecting yourself? And sometimes having those conversations with ourselves is really, really hard, because then we have to make a change, right? We have to take responsibility. We have to take responsibility for that story, for that belief that maybe isn't true anymore, or it doesn't serve us anymore. We want new. We want happy. We want abundant. We want financial stability. We want the love of our life. We want all these things, right? But if we keep telling ourselves the story of blame or shame or toxicity or victim or unworthiness, like if we keep telling ourselves that story, we just keep manifesting similar situations, similar types of people, right? Are you taking responsibility for what you're telling yourself? Are you taking responsibility for what situations you're putting yourself in? Are you taking responsibility for what you're ingesting? Spirit is bringing you signs this week. That's bringing you the messages of what direction to go in, of how you get to the other side of what you're wanting. You get to the other side of what's holding you back to what you're wanting. That's a better way of saying it, right? They're bringing you the messages. They're bringing you the signs. They're bringing you the synchronicities, the symbols. That's how you get the renewal and the rebirth. But are you receiving the messages? Or do you keep going, no, that's too good to be true, or nope, that's too uncomfortable? You got a partner, right? You got to co-create with spirit. Are you co-creating with spirit, or are you waiting for them to just dump it in your lap? Because that's never going to happen. I waited for decades for that to happen. It's not how it works. It's just not how it works. I wish it did. Trust me, I wish it did. They're not going to just dump it in your lap. Very rarely. On an occasion, right? On, that rare, but for the most of us, for the most part, for most of us, right? No, we have to get into receptivity. We have to follow the messages. We have to take the step. We have to partner. We have to co-create with our spirit team. Are you co-creating? Or are you sitting on your thumbs and just blaming everybody and every situation around you because it ain't happening for you? That's not going to get you anywhere. That's not going to get you anywhere at all. Actually, it's going to keep you right where you are all the time, every single time. So this week, what are the signs? Start small. Start small. Do the thing that's the least scary, right? And then build up to the most scary. The leaps of faith, right? The big ones, right? But this week, things are changing. Things are changing. Are you ready? And I feel like this reading is about getting ready, looking at where you're still holding yourself back, where you're still letting fear be the predominant energy. We're never going to not have the fear, guys. But are you ready to be courageous? Are you ready to say, I see you, fear. I see you. I feel you, but I'm not letting you dictate this. I'm going to get into gratitude. I'm going to get into joy. I'm going to get into compassion. I'm going to go high, right? I'm going to go high up that emotional chart, as high as I can go. Even if I just do that for 17 seconds a day. So there's your challenge. 17 seconds a day. Can you get into gratitude? Can you get into compassion? Or can you get into joy, right? One will work. All three, awesome. Because the more you can do it, actually, the faster things start to dump into your reality, right? Or are you still doing the negative Nelly? Oh, thank you, Darlene. Playfulness, too. Absolutely. Good morning, Chrissy. Or good afternoon. Guys, you're right. It is afternoon. Monday morning took off. We had a situation with a little, not in my household, but a friend of ours had a situation that needed our help. Yeah, nothing horrible, just, one of those things you don't want to deal with when you have children. One of those childhood ailments that you get from other children, and it can skeeve you out. But she'll get through it. She'll get through it. All right, let's get another message here. Oh, there it is. If the wild ones come with sticks. Ooh. If the wild ones come with sticks. Look at that. All right. So we got to read it because these cards are so interesting. And they're usually so I like them because they're just a different way of seeing things. But boy, do they usually hit you right on the head with what you need, right? Card number 12. Negative self-talk. Boy, the spirit hammering this message. I love it. Self-criticism, harsh judgment of self and others, gossip. Sometimes we find ourselves behind enemy lines or in our own heads. Are you noticing your thoughts being negative and unkind? Do you feel the frustration of not being enough, not being perfect, or not getting what you want? You can easily get lost down a rabbit hole of unhappiness, wallowing in negativity and harsh judgment of yourself that can be projected outward. Could you be comparing yourself to others and feeling resentful? Sometimes that relentless ambition that drives you forward also keeps you overly focused on what you don't have and what isn't here yet, so you feel dissatisfied with what is. This energy manifests inside you and will show up in the outer world as evidence. Give no energy to negativity. It is not your friend. It is not your friend. I love that. Now is the time to remove yourself from this destructive energy and focus on loving yourself with radical acceptance, understanding, forgiveness, and detachment. You must avoid harsh judgments of others too, so step away from the gossip. Ignore the drama and nasty comments you see splashed all over social media. Remember that no one and no situation is perfect, so give yourself and others the space and grace to be human. So if the wild one comes with sticks, let all the negative energy go. Focus on the beautiful aspects of your life. Weave your dream, call upon the magic of your desires, and pay attention to what really matters instead of this distraction. You will be so glad you did. The universe loves you so much, and you're in the right place. Remember, this too shall pass. Yeah. The messages are always exactly what we need, right? I would listen to that a couple times because there's a lot there. I would listen to that a couple times. But what I really want to talk about is the idea of detachment, because I really struggled with that when I was just about a year ago now, when I was really struggling with my part in family dynamic. What I didn't recognize was that I was codependent, right? And codependency is when you're putting somebody else's happiness, somebody else's anything above your own, right? Their dream, their desire, their focus, and you're attaching your outcome to theirs, right? You're being very codependent. And it was probably a couple decades ago, my brother had said to me something about me being codependent. And I was like, absolutely not. You're just crazy. Yeah. Okay. He was spot on. but I wasn't ready to hear it. And one of the ways to get out of being codependent, that attachment to somebody else's happiness and somebody else's worth and somebody else's whatever, right? And a lot of people who have addictive personalities can be very codependent, right? And I have an addictive personality, right? My addiction is sugar. My addiction is sweet food, and it's not good. It's pervasive, and it's everywhere. So I have to be really careful, and I can get very addicted to being a part of other people's stories and how can I be beneficial, and my self-worth wrapped up in them, and that's really what happened. And I had to detach, and that was really, really hard for me because it was a family dynamic. So of course, family connections are so integral to us, right? They're very, very close to us. And how could I just let this person go? How could I just cut that cord and just let them figure it out and fall on their face and scrape their nose? And how could I be okay with that, right? When I could try to do my damnedest for that not to be the case. So I had to detach, and I had to figure out how to do that. And literally it was surrendering. Jesus, take the wheel. I had to fall back on my faith, because if I couldn't be there for that person, I needed to know somebody was there for that person. But I needed to know that it was important for me to go in my direction and maintain my life and my goals and my dreams and my worth, right? So I had to detach. Like, I could still help them when I could help them, but I had to have a boundary. I can't take it on for you, right? And that's when you're codependent. That's what you want to do, is you want to take it on for the other person so that they don't have to deal with that horrible thing, but it's their horrible thing to deal with. And for some of you this week, it could be a situation that's being highlighted to you of where you need to set a boundary and where you need to detach, because the dynamic of that relationship isn't working, and it's never going to work that way. It doesn't mean that you have to break up with someone or leave someone, disconnect completely. It just means you got to pull yourself back where you're not driving their train. They're driving their train. And that can be really, really hard if you've never done that. And it can be really, really, really terrifying because you don't know how to drive your own train for the most part. And you have to watch them drive their train for the first time, maybe, or in a very long time, to make their choices and decisions as they will. And you can't be responsible for whatever that outcome is. You've got to let them be responsible for what that outcome is. And so for some of us this week, there may be a situation that really gets highlighted where you have to detach, or you're going to end up down a road that you've been down before, and it's not going to go any better than it went last time. And for some of you, that might be terrifying because you know what that road was. You know what the end was, right? Homelessness, financially bankrupt, not having your safety and stability, being so heartbroken that you can't function. So I don't want to scare anyone, but I do feel like this week it's a reflection. That renewal and rebirth comes on the other side of the reflection. What do I have to look at in myself? Because that's the only person I can change. That's the only person I can affect, right? How can I be beneficial to other people with the boundary, right? Thank you, Darlene. You can still love them. Remember, this is their lesson to learn. Yeah, right? And sometimes you can help mitigate how hard they bump their nose, but you've got to let them do the bumping. And for sometimes in certain relationships, that is terrifying. It truly is terrifying. But that's how you start or continue to take back your life and manifest the things that you want. And remember, when you're doing your work, when you're manifesting what you want, when you're having success, right? The people around you who love you, they're gonna follow your footsteps. They're gonna come along with you. So sometimes you doing your work is the best thing you can do for the people around you, because you're gonna pull them up with you, right? They're gonna see you and go, oh, wait a minute, I want that. How is she or he doing that? I want that, right? Pray for them, love them, be the model. That's the best gift you can give them. Truly is. All right, I'm going to get us some advice. Let me get us some advice. No, wasn't the deck I thought I'd be getting advice from, but yeah. All right, the Gateway of the Light Oracle. All right, let's get some advice. Good morning, Tracy. I hope your mom is doing well. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening to all of you watching on the replay. Oh, okay. I'm not going to tell you that half the deck went, so that's definitely a message of shuffling, that something wants to come out that's not coming out. Oh, good morning, Cynthia. I hope you're doing well. All right, so what is the final message for us? Thank you, Spirit, for being here. We got two. So the Pleiadian activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. Yeah, that's what's going on this week. So we got rebirth, renewal, and resolution, right? So listen to those messages. Be open to the messages. If you think it's a message, it's a message, right? Don't overthink it. Remember, Spirit comes in subtle, but they come in very consistent until you get the message. So if you keep seeing something and you keep thinking, is that a message? Yes, it is. So the Pleiadian activation is helping you come into harmony and balance in your life. And there is going to be resolution, whether it's an inside resolution or whether it is resolution in some situation that's been really, really difficult, right? And that's what the clarity that the Ace of Swords is bringing you is going to help you do, is resolve something, all right? So that's going to be very unique to each and every one of you. And then higher heart activation, dropping shields, divine love, your heart is healed. Yeah, look at that beautiful card. So whatever is broken your heart in the past, whatever has let you down in the past, wherever your heart has hurt in the past, this activation is helping you to reopen your heart to new love, to new situations, to new ideas, to new goals, to whatever it is you're needing in your life. So for those of you who are wanting a partner, this higher heart activation is helping you to manifest that person. So just know that opening your heart is what you're being asked to do, and they're helping you to do it. But again, we're co-creators. We got to help. We got to do the work too, right? So whatever you're being brought to, give it a chance. Whether it's a new friendship, a new coworker, a new mentor, a new lover. It's time to open your heart. Maybe it's time to open your heart to loving yourself in a way that you've never loved yourself before, especially if you've always put yourself in the background, or you've always made yourself feel small, unworthy, the victim. It's time to open your heart. Love yourself. Forgive yourself, forgive others. Be compassionate to yourself, be compassionate to others. That's what you're being asked to do. And that is how you start to draw to you the things that you've been wanting and desiring and deserving. All right, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful week. I will see you all Tuesday night at 7 p.m. for Tarot Tuesday. If you want to work with me individually, head over to the description box. My links are there. I will never spam you in comments. I will never solicit you in DMs. In any cloned profile that is coming at you that looks like me, please report. I appreciate all of the support with that. I'm sending you so much love and so many blessings. Have a beautiful week. We'll talk soon.